and my head hangs low after all. These things you said, trust is not your fault.
So guys, I've already done my brows and I've already primed my eyelids using concealer and setting powder. So the first shade that I'm going to be going into is from my NYX Rustic Antique palette. I'm going to be taking this shade over here. This is a red shade and it's matte. I'm going to be using this as my transition shade because the look that I'm going to be doing has sort of reddish sparkling tone into it. So I'm going to start on the crease of my eye. I'm just going to sweep this eyeshadow back and forth. I'm not looking for a very pigmented transfer of this shadow. I just want a nice light base because the shadow that I am going to be using has a bit of red in it, and I'm also going to be using a black shadow on the outside for the smoky part of the eye. So I just need a nice base underneath. So guys, this makeup look today is inspired by Bonang, and I'm so excited to be doing it because I love that girl so much. She's actually one of the very few people that I follow on Instagram, and if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I'll put it up on the screen so that you guys can go ahead and follow me. I feel like she's so inspirational. I'm just dusting this slightly on the eyelid. I don't want a lot of this shade, just a nice light transition before I go in with my black eyeshadow. So the next shade that I'm going to be using is from my Wet n Wild Nude Awakening palette. I'm going to go in with the brown shade, this one over here, this one. And I'm just going to be using this shade lightly on the outer corner of my eye. Just this part of the eye only, because on the inner side of the eye, on the inner corner of the eye, I'm going to be using a red shade. So I just want to lay down this brown shade before I go in with the black shadow. I feel like this is one of Bonang's favorite looks because she does it all the time. It's probably her go-to look. This one time I was actually looking through her Insta stories, and she had on this exact eye look, or the one that I'm about to create, and she was like she did it herself. So I suppose it's one of her favorite looks to do. So I thought, why not try to recreate it, because I mean, I love the girl. I really like her. She's so inspirational. She's like that one girl that, you know, you look to and you think, wow, like anything is possible. Because like I feel like she's conquered South Africa, you know, and I know she feels the same too. She's conquered the entertainment industry. She's like done so many things which were never done before by any other person from South Africa, or anyone in the entertainment industry anyway. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the side of my eye. I'm just going in circular motion on the outer corner of the eye. Now next up, I'm going in with the same palette, but I'm going to be taking this black shade over here. I feel like this look is so simple because it's just a simple black smoky eye with a bit of color in the inner corner of the eye. So I just tapped in my brush into the shadow and I tapped off the axis, and I'm going to be going in on the outer corner of the eye again, just in circular motion. I feel like Bonang is the queen of a smoky eye. I feel like that's always what she does. I've actually never seen her with anything on her eyelids other than a smoky eye. I've never seen her with like a simple coral shade or like a simple summer eyeshadow look. She always has a smoky eye of some sort. And I feel like her go-to colors are gold and this rose gold, like rustic type of look that I'm about to do. So I'm just gonna drag the black shadow towards the inner corner of the eye, but I'm only using the excess that's on the brush. Most of the product I'm concentrating it out on the out corner of the eye. So, going in like this in circular motion. Next up, I'm going to go in with this shade over here. This is like a sort of rusty rose gold type of shade, and I'm going to use my finger to apply it onto my eyelid. You guys, this palette is so pigmented and it's so affordable, and it has such nice colors. Oh my goodness. I remember the first time when I saw it, I actually bought this from Discount, but the first time I saw it from Clicks. I saw it at Clicks. I feel like when I'm using my finger with these shadows, the payoff is incredible. Hence I like to use my finger. I'm going to go in with my blending brush and just blend the two shadows together. Now onto the face. Today I'm going to be using my Maybelline Fit Me foundation in the shade 350, and I'm using my CALA beauty sponge to blend it in. For my concealer, I'm going to be using my Fit Me concealer, and this one is in the shade 40. I'm going to apply this underneath my eyes to highlight and to conceal my dark marks. And using the back of my beauty sponge, I'm going to blend this onto the face, blend up nicely with the foundation as well. Alright, and to contour my nose, I'm going to be using my NYX foundation. This one is the flat but not, it's the Stay Matte but not flat foundation. And the shade of this one is Deep Olive. I'm going to take the excess from the concealer brush and I'm going to apply it in a light contour. And using my beauty sponge, I'm going to blend this out without moving the product too much, because I want it to stay in place, but at the same time I don't want any of the harsh contour lines. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side as well. Just tap it into places where it can diffuse, but I still want that dark line to be there to contour the nose. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the tip of my nose. I'm going to do the same thing for this as well. To set my concealer in place, I'm going to be using the LA Pro Girl powder. And to set the rest of my face, I am going to be using my ARDELL powder. I'm going to set my nose with my ARDELL powder as well. I'm going to make sure to dust off the white powder I use underneath my eyes. Now I'm going to take my Maybelline setting spray and spray this all over my face. And to do this, I'm using my ECOTOOLS angled brush. I'm not going to take the color all the way into the inner corner of my lower lash line. I'm just going to stop halfway. Then I'm going to go in with the black shade that I used, and I'm going to put this on the outer corner. Alright guys, now on to the bronzer. Today I'm going to be using my Beauty Treats bronzer, and I am going to go in with the mid shade, this one over here, and I'm just going to apply this to the outer part of my face. Bonang doesn't really wear a lot of bronzer, but I'm just going to put this on to give my face a bit of dimension. And for today's blush, I'm going to go into my Master Blush palette by Maybelline, and I'm going to go in with this pink shade, the second one, using the same brush I was using earlier. I'm going to apply this on the apples of my cheek. And now for the highlight, I'm going to go in with my Master Chrome Maybelline highlight, and this one is in the shade Molten Brown. And for the lips, I'm going to go in with my lip liner from Essence in the shade Satin Mauve. And then I'm going to go in with my Essence lip gloss, and this one is in the shade 07 Happiness in a Bottle. And to finish everything up, I'm going to go in with my setting spray once again. Thank you guys so much for watching, and that is it for today's tutorial. If you guys like the video, please go ahead and tell me right down in the comment section below. Also guys, please subscribe to my channel if you are not already, and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Thank you for watching once again, and I'll see you guys on the next one.